The way how I consume media, the way how I consume the information about the world around me, and where I gather inspiration from, mostly 80% comes from music artists, musicians, singers, songwriters, and I consume their work on different streaming platforms like a modern person would. And what is interesting to me is that I've grown older now, as I've widened my perspective on the world and how things work and how people work, and that we're all people, even musicians that I admire and even used to worship as a kid. They're all people like me. And as I grow older and understand that more, it's beginning to become more interesting and complex the way how I consume the music. And that's what I'm gonna speak about today because that is so interesting. I love the complexity of being able to see the many sides of human beings behind the music that I listen to. I love to think about and research more about the complexity behind their lives and how this artwork came to be. And I've always loved that. You know, I've done that ever since I can remember myself. I've been a music freak ever since, I don't know, I came here. A very big topic for me is the separation from the artist, singer, songwriter who's performing the song or whatever, and the actual everyday persona that the person is on their everyday life when they're not performing, touring, or singing their lyrics and blasting their opinion in my ears. So there are particular artists that I never thought I would come across because it was very rare throughout all these years. But I have come across artists that are total jerks in real life. Like, I look at their tweets, not tweets, but like thread posts or something. I look at their story posts on Instagram or something, and I'm just very impressed and fascinated because how can I love somebody's music and their lyrics speak so much to me? How can I connect with their sound so much on a soul level, and how can it inspire me so freaking much? And then I just hear some bullshit on their posts that I completely disagree with. And so the complexity behind loving the creation of another human being and also like not wanting to interact with them. It's like, so all of this has created such an interesting dynamic of push and pull. And I know I'm not the only one. Like, so if you are a logically, critically thinking person, then all of this is common sense and normal. That these situations are not rare these days. When an artwork or a creation of some sort would be beautiful to you, but the person who created that is awful, honestly. And there are many instances like that. Just makes me ask the question: do we separate the person from the art, the artist from the art? And no, we can't really do that. But I've learned how to do it in my own way. And so everything makes sense. Like, this is not confusing to me because I've always known that art is art and art is interpretive, art is subjective, art is always changing. Its purpose and meaning and its reasoning is very subjective, so it has as many individual meanings as there are people interpreting it, obviously. So it has not been a problem for me to continue loving the music of people that I really would not want to be friends with or interact with in real life. Like, I still love their music and I still listen to their music. And I dance to it, I sing it, I cover it, I put it on my story or something. I find my own interpretation and meaning, in it, and I love it. I enjoy it. My days consist of it, and it keeps on bringing me inspiration for my own craft, for my own work. So I don't see a problem in there. And so many people out there are so radical in this. Oh, this guy said something I hate. So I'm not gonna ever even look in the direction of what he's created. And nothing is black or white in this world, and it's just a trend of the society's way of thinking these days. You're either this or you're that, and there's no in between, and that is so sad. And this is nothing new. But how can you explain to somebody, like, for example, I don't know, there were some. Well, that's an example I didn't even think of before when I was talking about this. But yeah, I just remembered that Marilyn Manson recently also had some allegations about him being abusive to some women and blah blah blah, and then later on all the allegations dropped and he was actually falsely accused or something. I hope I have the right data, but that's what I read. So that was some time ago now, and he has new music out, and oh my god, it's so great. I've been obsessing over it, of course, for all this time. And yeah, I want to light this candle. That's one example where, like, I always stood with Manson and with his art because he's been one of the first ever musicians and artists that I ever connected with when I was like 12. And his philosophy has always been close to me, super close. Also, a big thing is the rise of ego and the lack of humbleness in people. And I am not a perfect person in this, okay? Because sometimes when I speak about this, some people go crazy. And I don't know where that comes from, because I don't know, maybe I have to try to be more humble, but okay. And this is a very hard topic to talk about, because when you're too humble, when you're laid down too low, people say, just speak up, come on, you can do it, you have so much more potential, be more confident. And when you're so confident, outgoing, and proud of what you've done, and you speak out loud, you show your beautiful feathers, they just call you arrogant. They just call you too flashy. You need to calm down a little bit. Come down to the earth. Come down to the ground a little bit. Touch grass. But it can never be enough of this or enough of that, or too much of this or that. Like, people will always say something. And even if it's your family or closest people, like, I can't do this. Okay. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. Yeah, the artist that I currently think about when I speak about these things is Iniko. I love their music. Absolutely fantastic art. Very spiritual, very deeply rooted in mysticism and connection to intuition and soul. And it's literally so heavenly. And it's pop music. It's the genre, okay? But it's so, like, it's vibrating on a different level of, like, the content of this music that Eniko creates is something that I lack in all the other pop artists that are so shallow. But also at the same time, Eniko is just sometimes writing such crazy things on their threads. It makes me think that, like, they own the world. They own the industry and everybody should bow down to them, and that is just so stupid sounding from my perspective and in my opinion, okay? And I really respect the artist. they're doing what they can to uplift the people, but also it can get to your head so fast. And not a perfect example. Like, I am there as well. I've been there and I will be there, and I can be humble all I want, but the life of fame and attention is just very addictive, and you can fall into that spiral very fast. Things can literally work the opposite way as well, and that's so cool because there are so many musicians which music that like, it doesn't click for me. I don't get it. It's not for me, really. Sometimes I think it's not well made, and people think too much of themselves, and it's way too popular, and it's just so bad, in my opinion. But when I actually hear what their mind is like, when I watch interviews, I am so amazed. It makes me want to like listen to their stuff, but then I do, and then I just don't like it anymore, and it's okay. And that's so fantastic. And also like actors and people like that, like anybody, you don't gotta be like a musician. I'm just speaking about like art in general as well. Like, it's so amazing when you actually allow yourself to not see everything in black or white. And I wish more people in the world would do that, because life is so boring and so painful when you lock yourself into the red pill or the blue pill. Come on, guys. Like, we can do better than this. Where's the humanity? Where's the common sense? Where's your brain? Like, where's the actual human factor in this? Like, who has lived their lives without making a mistake? Who has lived their lives without being wrong in something? And oh my god, I've made so many critical mistakes in my life that I thought would ruin my reputation, would ruin my career, would lock me out of everything for forever. I've done many things like that. But my life did not stop. And I'm here, and I'm doing something new again. And I'm saying something new again. And I'm a different person. And I'm like water. I'm always changing. It's just so fluid. These human days are so unpredictable. And okay, we're going on a bigger rant right now, but why are we wanting to be predictable when we cannot even predict the world? Like, why do we want the world to be predictable when we cannot predict ourselves? Like everything, Okay. So my advice to you on this fine evening, on this fine night, because it's like 3 a.m. right now, just go listen to those musicians you hate because they said something stupid, like, they're just stupid people. You don't gotta listen to their bullshit. Just enjoy the art, interpret it the way you have to, the way you need to, and the way it speaks to you. Listen to it, because it's there for a reason. You like the music for a reason. Stop denying that you like it, Like, I'm not forcing myself to like block everything off of from somebody when I hate what they say in interviews. Like, that's just crazy. It's there for a reason. If it inspires you, then it's meant to shift something in you. It's meant to change something in you. It's meant to improve something in your life. It's meant to open a channel in you. It's meant to give you inspiration to do something that will later on, connecting the dots later on, will work for you and for your life and for your destiny. So just saying, just saying, go out there and listen to that song. That's your guilty pleasure. Listen to your guilty pleasures, because stop making them guilty. Pleasure yourself. Okay. Good night.